First off, I will send you to the cemetery to dog for tongue and treasure, for it is beneath the rotten fuchsia fingernails of dead infants that Easter eggs are hatched.
While chickens caw, you claw to earth in a clearing of middling convention, saliva spent on kisses to the hand.
The second off, docking in Essex, wondering how it ended up like this, dogging first in Epping Forest, then scarred, brutalised, cheeky in some abandoned farmhouse near the set of Grange Hill. Actually, I've confused you with someone else. You both wear netball bibs.
I wasn't there then with my play pleating at skirts, not at the beacon neither, because the bread of ovens held stones sometimes, as we must not forget that importance if trunked trees part to waylay our motives, so dock leaves don't green our whites unless stung prior by pride.
Did you say trunk trees? I've misheard again. A group of people who know each other, together, not forgetting, just saying a bunch of words together, not forgetting like nutrient sawdust, masking circa moderate LED toxin, just a lot of bullshit making me squirm. No, this is ballet, not a poetry, and you were in a skirt. I saw the X's pride, alright, it was big.
Together not regretting, no longer lustless and child begun your sentence again for you, because we needed it so said and safe and nutritious that soil licked from nails, prickles at our words bunched up in stalks string. How did the fuchsias decay? Because they were laid together and knowing each other, skirts shrink and ride in the dog dancing, what treasure doesn't scar and scold the tongue.
Hostess now, your lips are red, and you refuse to be drawn into an argument. Admirable. Just buy me a surname. Landed gentry. The warm night passing, the daughter of a conquistador. I misunderstood the colour scheme, the whiteness faintly nauseating, though it is milk. So unfortunately, sad to say, the total is now your lips are not red enough.
Bought it, brushed it into your skin, stepped near the wedding dress, making for princess white and blue. Bruises sickened end, daughters of us, Luke milk lot, steaming, gently seething at our perforated sides. It is the try for colour in cold eggs, that was what I meant by unfortunately. Run it all riot, but collapse by those you speak to. However, our pinks pride their petals, we drop and dust and deafen aplenty.
A time to speak of wedding, of bears webbing, of bridesmaid bears whose dresses never close, whose wedding I am not inclined to pay for. A father only supports, like earth, what it needs. Soon meadows cover everything. Conspirators, goats, the most beautiful species of birds, bruised birds, in charge of the big day, making it come true. Their hair softer than your hair.
Untouched and tempered and tamed, are we sent now? The third I offer a time to incline to the cemetery, centenarians we deadening our infantile supports that were like the earth treasured. Folded legs sticky in whose webs I am sent now cold morning praising.
Red fingers from slicing the beetroot pancakes, you are my natural ally, coloured from abuse from the overly friendly suffering first aid instructor, akin to a bathtub, and the loss of you to Argentina full of lice, in which sits a walk, but not a reading, weeping, magician, Bior Casares, Caesarean with your toes then to get these insides out of this.
Drowning, a dampness and lifeguardless life, I may have flown today of overgrowns of egged out arms reached till the rebound hits magic as mighty, how we all throw each other down. Regardless of the underlying surface we seek or see, mistaking the weeds for cutely patterned bags for lives cost effective, that was what I did accumulate frowns with the flowers. Not a poetry, just a sitting and a speech.
Not a putty, answering questions with a question. Why is Belladonna using her foot, toes as feelings, as rubber ribs? New for us both. The risk of deep vein thrombosis, the burial seeds too deep to grow, but there is the concern. Birds will eat us, a gobble, a nosh, or in Wales, a bach, a propaganda gift for your departure. Take then word of our damp, our softness, our squib, when it counts most. We fail to maintain our solidity.
An arity as questions come and arguments solders us in this gift of function. I fear and so flee in part, I think, to the woods for the wood to augment our rocking chairs, the porch we talk upon, and bird listen to the structure of the V. Solidarity meets at the edges of a communication fished from across the Thames to a tangle of membrane sodden and film flimsy now. nests. I only hold the smoking end of the pipe, curse the crush.
You are distinguished, and one day I shall hold hands to see your launch. A man and his chow, new writing from Buenos Aires and you on television, dubbed the Black Pearl or Kid Choco, late winning competitions, Paper Moon, Owl Billy, woman with a French balcony, a family shot all made up with a Glen of Imal Terrier. The crush is terror. You and I, we are half price, disguising our dogs as people, but together we are neatly ready, kill them all.
And in that kind of kindness, find this spatial tension ease and ebb all claims for soldiers separate and simmer now half-baked goods and cherries in the choicest cuts of
smugglers throwing cherries as though they were soldiers, but they aren't soldiers. They are a PSD mercenaries, saying they know you from last year. In Côte d'Ivoire, their beauty had us gazing doe-eyed as you multitasked your way out, singing while you chopped, stirred, gave orders and answered questions, seemed like an everyday occurrence.
Aloftness and lightly taught upon the pages, crease at opportune hits for the music sheet we shoulder and shred now is lastly the hunger of our translation, the thickness of a howl. Beauty dull only in relation to the placement already asked of it.
Unasked significance of the dead owl on the beak or the lamb, settle for La Rambla, though eel is still eel in hisp and an anya, his complaint every day as though every day dull-ache tooth about the bad prawn is still prawn.
Tomorrow's display then, there is the boar castle bell to put some staccato back into. Here I am hollowed and without a grey to rake around in, instead clambering on rock and sponge flesh as seagrass stock.
Weed wrapped in hot boxes, popular history, particularly incorrectly but still parlayed into a discussion, ethically broken fingers of the bad black chambermaid in Nick's Estonia.
Ever topical, these smouldering match tins to keep wings in 100 lines upon your pocket line and tropically sat at this screen as under greenhouse affected sky light and laughter becomes us, outruns and returns to the literated us child hands all mess of cream and stolen frosting to print the digital.
The bath to the point of fainting, all mess of inspired like headed naked on a mat, emulsion sat with carrot, small hands heavy with knuckles of crack and brittle bath for the kids, now for me, given a free performance, but not worth.
A chess, nor trove of pearlescence of divine and right nocturnal at the crack of the foot on the crab on the tile. Slipping is never the option we went toward, but as childlike our street-lighted corridor veins could sever, where the floor plan misdirected lay it down. Here you'll stand and say,
is missing as much a part of love as massing? Up to dying like fleeing is travelling to die, to leave us behind our I can understand, te quiero mucho como la trucha al trucho, amassing in the shallows of the Sava blue-booted and almost nothing as else but fished-eyed dead and steak trout and bones and lips locked around the hook, founding towns in water, fresh floating in the river I found, to give it to you, yet leave you.
As it was left, another cemetery in the sea of sections all month out upon us, and heavy now as airful and unfamiliar. Here it was not the blue of the blood chill to warm in portholes sun as rift as legitimacy come to touch closer to plant adrift upon this sequence for joust. We step forward, some in a curving back to flower feast.
One day there will be a Nuremberg, says you to Uki, says you to landing strip, and natural that a feast meet on a bloated puffy poppy, like the dread cancer toad to meet again steak, reminding you say a real city on a real sea, Odessa might cuts.
And stepped as, you are in your teeth turn, playing the same rule again and again, hushed for few. I wish we could eat it all up with the promise perfectly in a piece, using my words on your terrain makes for the cemetery a Passover gusto should our travels always reverse our time.
Freer than wise, battlement, numberless rivers, these axes, letters of death, a double dragon, electro-regression therapy. There is 9 fourth terminals here, 9 hills, 9 bushes, 8 Roxy Giselles, missives, spit drunk submissive clapping, Buenos Aires, a throne of German stairs.
But forgetful you are not the princess of the cartoon, nor I, orchard all and bathed in all in ink of the thesaurus thick is a thistle to scratch backs upon oval dates, couch closed, mouth close palm, and heat and humidity be bitten last off. I will see you to the fruit stall, to be a theatre or a cast.
You then read the ambulance stuck in the tree, for me a lick, hair's sticky the plum. Hers is all over now, sweating, we can stop talking while the microphone stand is being adjusted. Rudeness at the rundum, dead, compassion at the other end.
Of the lasting whirl, whether we stitch this or succumb to gravel upon freight upon redemonstration, green is the clay and the look of its bandage. With what they say they'll cut is the courage and the cry out for hours, burnt arms, all bark and hustling. Outside corners, sirens tumbling, stacked with a taste of the gone.
I've got the kind of short straw here to sort of say something about that.